tasty people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Way out there where the sun comes up under the big red sky, I do life the way I love, with family by my side. I feel home with me, no matter where I go.
Proud of where we're from, excited for where we're going. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myINSpartners.com.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this spring, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. March's cream cheese flavor is Green Goddess. Pair it with a leprechaun latte. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, baseball is back in Lincoln, and it's time to get your tickets to Nebraska baseball. Catch great matchups all season long as the Huskers take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten, including Indiana, USC, and Iowa. Plus, don't miss midweek action against in-state rival Creighton and regional matchups with Kansas and Kansas State. Bring the whole family. General admission tickets start at just $10 or grab reserved seats for $15. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action this season. Get your tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this Take Ground Tuesday. We're going to take some more ground up talking about March Madness. We got a great guest that's going to be in as well. I mean, it's just a lot of. I feel like I'm talking in. Can you hear me pretty good, Swim?
I can hear you great.
Because I'm going to switch these.
Go switch the headphones. But you're right. We do have a great guest today. We got a great show lined up.
See, now I can hear you because I couldn't hear you in the other headphones.
Well, maybe that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Maybe that was intentional for you.
No. Swim, I've got to work on this sleep thing, man.
I'm struggling big time.
I am too. And, it's a lot of things. I got a lot of things going on business-wise. I'm like a city. I mean, just placement and movement and all that
business
stuff.
For me. It's Nebraska, Iowa.
Well, then you throw in the basketball game. That's a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Now I got a big trivia night contest this evening.
Now, where's that going to be at?
Liquid Assets every Tuesday.
One of our partners.
One of our great partners. Yep. We'll give away $50 the next 3 days to our friends at Liquid Assets for people that want to watch the Husker game from Liquid Assets.
So what is tonight going to consist of? It's like what genre of trivia?
It's all different categories. But here's the thing: we have a title to defend. We won it last Tuesday. Me, a couple of buddies, Mike Ostick, and one of his employees, Kevin, is his name.
So are you taking part in this, or are you emceeing it?
No, we play. Okay.
So
this is not business. This is not business. This is competition. Mm-hmm. And we've played 2 times as a team. We've won both times, and now it's time to go for the three-peat.
So So is there how many rounds is it?
I couldn't tell you how many rounds. I want to say 9 potentially.
Oh, wow.
And 3 questions per round. And then at the end, you basically, just like any other trivia night, you put your confidence points on it. And depending at the end of the night, whoever's got the most, it's just one of those like America's Pub or whatever quiz trivia things that a lot of sports bars have. They take care of that tonight every Tuesday. And so I've started to participate every single Tuesday.
So what is the crowd atmosphere like?
It's packed. It's packed.
I think I got an assumption.
Okay.
With March Madness and just everyone just on pins and needles and excitement, I think it's probably going to be a pretty good turnout tonight.
You're gonna want to go calm your nerves with some trivia. See, you thought I was going somewhere else with the calm the nerves. We don't publicize that. Anyway, no, it's gonna be fun. But no, it is gonna be a great show. AD, we got so much to talk about. Tons of March Madness stuff to get into. We have a good friend of the show, Connor Onion of Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network, joining at 10 o'clock to talk Big Ten basketball. He was on the call for Nebraska, Iowa back on March 8th, the game that went to overtime. And so he was on the call with Nick Baugh that day. And by the way, here is what it sounded like when back on March 8th for Nebraska.
In the hands of Sturtz. He turns the corner with 10 seconds to go. A 3 for the tie is an air ball. Bulgaris gets it back out. Comes for the tie. He nails it. It's Koch, that hot spot from the corner. He ties it up on his 6th 3 of the game. Drive, kick, 3. Down it goes. Carol Jacobson. Nebraska gets their revenge and beats Iowa to close the regular season.
So there you go. That is what it sounded like back on March 8th here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The voice you heard will be joining us here in about 45 minutes of time.
How was that just March 8th?
I know. It was 16 days ago.
Okay, Swim. I looked up. Did you see me look at my phone?
That is absurd.
Because in my head, I was like, there's no way that was 16 days ago.
That is absurd.
That seems like it was 16 months ago.
We've had the Big Ten tournament since then. We've had the first round of March Madness since then.
NFL draft. I mean, NFL Combine.
NFL. That was before that.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That was late February, I think. Yeah, but which NFL Combine? The AD. There are so many bigger events than the NFL Combine since then. You could have. You were like, we've had the NFL Combine.
Well, I just mean like things that have passed by in 16 days. I seriously had to look at my phone to make sure you're right with March 8th.
Yeah, March 8th. How crazy is that?
Oh my gosh, Swim. Even Saturday night just seems like it was just. It
does feel like forever ago.
It just seems like it was forever ago.
It does. I don't know, but and now, I mean, we talked about it yesterday on the show a little bit. It's going to feel like a very long time between now and Thursday night's tip-off. I mean, that's just how it's going to feel.
I set my driveway last night, Swim, when I got home.
Yeah.
And a song came on. And
I saw this.
And I just started dancing. Well, you see it, but you never make a remark or anything.
Yep, okay.
You never acknowledge it.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes, Swim, you know what, man? Sometimes it'd be nice just to know that you're appreciated and loved.
You know I love you.
Sometimes.
Is there ever a moment where it goes by where you don't think I know? I appreciate
sometimes
you.
just hey, big bro, I love you, man. I know ball coach need loves too. The words of Bill Callahan. Sometimes I wish Swim would show some love.
You know what I do love? Do you want to know what I do love?
I just want some love.
There's a little bit of news that broke last night, AD. There's a little bit of news. I sent it in our group chat if you did not see it.
I did see it. I was in bed when I saw it.
A gentleman by the name of Pete Crow Armstrong is sticking around in Chicago for a very long time, until at least 2031. This is a guy that declined a $66 million deal before the start of last season.
It's just really big news outside of a Cubs fan.
He was slated. He was slated to make, how about this? He was slated to make $894,000 this year. But he's not going to be making that anymore. He's going to be making far more than that. Pete Crow Armstrong signs a $100+ million deal with the Chicago Cubs.
Tax bracket change.
The franchise player stays home, and there's only one way to react and celebrate.
In Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, go, Cubs, go! Go, Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Pete Crow Armstrong's around for a very long time. It is unbelievable. It is a great time to be a Cubs fan.
Big Bird, he's
Alex
talking about
Bregman.
Pete Armstrong.
Alex Bregman is a Cub. Pete Crow Armstrong isn't going anywhere.
Oh, my God.
Don't worry, fans. As opening day is tomorrow for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the text line is letting you know about
You're going to start to hear about it.
Big Bird,
One more time.
Go, Cubs, go! Go, Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go, Cubs!
Somebody help.
We're done. That's all I needed today.
Oh, man. Cubsker likes it, though. Go, Cubs, go.
That's right.
Hey, Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
Oh, Keith Tenney says, what the hell is going on over there? Remember that old clip? There's one of Vince Lombardi. No, it's the coach from, I think it's, it's the old coach from Kansas City Chiefs. Old Chiefs fans, you're listening. He goes, what the hell's going on out there?
That's right. That's right. Oh, my gosh. Anyway.
Oh, Thomas and Lincoln says, my ears are bleeding. I'd rather listen to rap sing.
Oh, no, we wouldn't. Come on.
Ty says, Swim, too early for that song and way too soon. Scaper says, it isn't October yet. Baseball takes forever.
Big Bird says, sorry, my sarcasm font wasn't on. No one cares, Nick. It's Nebraska ball season still. It absolutely is. But you know darn well, here's the thing. So when Connor joins at 10 o'clock, he lives in Chicago. And as he's obviously does call games for Fox for Major League Baseball. There will be one Chicago Cubs Pete Crow Armstrong question. And we can get it. I'll let you decide, AD. We have a lot of more serious stuff to get to with Connor, whether it's Big Ten basketball or Nebraska basketball or Iowa basketball. But at the end of the day, we can start it. We can do it at the start or we can do it at the end.
I got a great idea. How about you text him after the show?
No. Because I need it to be clippable. I need to be able to clip it.
Did you notice when you sent that to us in the group chat yesterday?
Nobody responded.
I looked at it and I was like, oh, cool.
How about this? Big Haas. And this is we convert one person at a time. Big Haas. Nick, that is horrible. I am not a Cubs fan, but that was catchy.
Oh boy.
Hey,
no
worries, Big Haas. We convert. Welcome to the Cubs fandom.
Big Haas, I gotta be honest with you. Even as a Pirates guy who they suck, that song is catchy. Because anybody can. It's catchy.
It is real catchy.
It makes you feel good. I guess. But yeah, when you sent that in the group chat, I was like, and
David's the only one that liked it. He's the friend. He's the true friend.
Thomas says, yes, Nick deserves a throat chop for that song. Somebody else
listen, I just wanted to make sure that the text line was alive and well today. And here you guys are. We appreciate you. But AD, I just had to get it out of the way. It's good to see out of nowhere Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be a Cub for a long time.
That's big money too, man.
And okay, real talk. And this is really interesting. This is just from the business side across anybody in any sports. Like take the baseball, take the Cubs piece out of it. I don't care.
here's the thing, AD. I mean, hilarious part of it is Huskers P. Dang, man. He goes, that's why I changed the channel when Nick's on. That hurts. Deb from Beatrice. Nick, every time you play that song, you get stuck in my head. Thank you, Deb.
Deb's gonna be walking around Beatrice.
Go. Anyway, it's a fascinating story because across any sport, it's a dude that bet on himself. And what I say by that is he had a really disappointing start to his rookie year. And he went 0 for his first 16 with 9 strikeouts. He struck out 9 of his first 16 at bats in Major League Baseball. And this is a guy that they traded for, and he did not start well for them. And like I said, they offered him a $66 million deal last year before the start of the year. And he bet on himself. He turned it down, understanding, okay, this is my shot, right? Like, this is the big chance that I have. This is where I make my money, because this season will either be, they put that $66 million as a baseline, essentially, to where, all right, if you perform over expectations, then we pay you more. If you're under, we pay you less. And he ends up having a historical season, and now it's going to be over $100 million. A guy that bet on himself, and he got rewarded.
And it paid off handsomely for him, man. It paid off handsomely. That's why you got to love when people, Nick, it seriously leads into what I'm going to talk about at 9:25 with Nebraska before I get to these points. But you got to bet on yourself. You want moments to where you have to prove your mettle.
Well, and that's why I did want to start it out with it, because it is a cool story across any sport.
Yeah,
across any sport. If there's NFL dudes, NBA guys, like even college basketball is a great example. Okay, so we can relate to it on Huskers P says, "I love you, AD, but get a new host." There it is. Huskers P agreed on me with something. I can't remember what you said, Huskers P, but I do remember that. Anyway, it is really interesting because you could talk about Price Sanford in this conversation, a guy that left Iowa, had plenty of suitors outside of Nebraska. I have no problem admitting this. I think that there were other opportunities that probably offered him more money elsewhere in other places, but he bet on himself in the system that Fred Hoiberg designed for him, and he ends up getting incredibly successful season this year. And now he's going to get rewarded properly going into next year.
Swim, it goes into the storylines that we got for this tournament. Obviously, first, Nebraska making history. Power conference dominating. A bracket-busting Iowa upset over previous national champion Florida. Veteran teams ruling March. Defense winning the day. In other words, this tournament, folks, it's not just about Madden, it's about survival. You look at this number one story, of course, us being here from Nebraska, talking about Nebraska. Nebraska makes program history, reached the Sweet 16 for the first time in school history. Best season the program has ever had. We already know that. The Huskers also set a record for 27 wins, 27-plus wins. Finally broke through the decades of tournament frustration. And they've done that, and after hearing, we can finally put away the narrative that Nebraska's never won in March Madness game. That's already behind us. Point number 2, power conference dominating the tournament. Unlike many years in the past, there's very little Cinderella magic swim going on right now as far as that goes. You got the Sweet 16 almost entirely made up of major conference programs, the big major conference, the Big 10, SEC, Big 12, and ACC. So it's not so much been about chaos. It's been about consolidation of power.
Well, and I read a statistic the other day that there's only been, this is the second time ever that the Sweet 16 has consisted of Power 5 programs, this year and last year. Those are the only 2 times. And I mean, right. So it's the conversation that I had with you and I had it with Austin as well before the tournament started, where it was, all right, what would you, if you had to pick one, and we asked the text line this, and a lot of them said Cinderellas. If you had to pick one and say, I want a large amount of upsets in the first 2 rounds or first round of 64, right? But understanding that might not diminish, but take away from some of the competitive nature of the Elite 8 and of the Sweet 16, would you take that trade-off? Because what we've discovered the last 2 years, and I think this year specifically is better than last year in terms of more competitive games. There hasn't been a whole lot of blowouts in March Madness this year. There's been a couple. But I mean, even like a team like Siena was close with Duke for a while, and McNeese was close with Vanderbilt.
Howard banged it out with Michigan.
Howard and Michigan for a little bit. But like, I think I'm leaning towards, just because of what we saw last year, what we saw even in the round of 32, and what we're probably going to see this weekend, I think I'm leaning towards the way it's currently laid out. Sure, fewer upsets, fewer teen seeds upsetting high seeds. But man, when you get to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 and Final Four, you are going to have some dog fights. And I think that's what I would rather see those blue bloods.
You know what? When you're having a cigar, they say when it gets to the end, that's the dessert part.
Sure.
We're at the dessert part.
100%.
Right now, we're seeing what teams are made of, the makeup. Number 3 is Iowa's stunning knockout of number 1 seed. You think about that. And this is why when it segues into the next part we're going to discuss, Nick, when we come back, why this is a perfect time for Nebraska to play Iowa. But Iowa, I mean, I listen, respect is giving respect is due, and respect is due to Iowa. You knocked out the number 1 team, one of the biggest shocks. They entered in as national title favorites. And think about this, Wim, not only national title favorites, the way that their team is made up, the height, the explosiveness. And granted, people, and they all said it, Barkley and the rest of those guys, and they played a bad game. But you know what? I personally don't think there's been enough credit. I don't run you over for this. Enough credit is given to Iowa. Iowa had a part of them playing a bad game. Iowa just punched them in the mouth. They refused to back down. And even when they think about this, Wim, they had the lead for the majority of that game. And they could have easily puckered up when Florida came back and took the lead by 1 or 2, whatever it was. But they relentlessly kept throwing blows. And they caught Florida a number of times out of rotation in bad spots, which led to the final shot for the 3-pointer that ended up winning the game. So I tip my hat to Iowa because Florida entered the tournament as national title favorite. That game right there blew up a lot of brackets nationwide. And March Madness always delivers a one punch in your mouth upset that destroys a lot of brackets. Iowa knocking off number 1 seeded Florida was that punch in the gut.
You're absolutely right. And once again, I think it shows, and as we continue the show and talk about it, Fred Hoiberg's ability, why Nebraska fans feel so confident in them being able to be competitive in games, is the coaching and ability to execute. Like look at Florida. We talked about it yesterday. Their inability to execute down the stretch when it mattered most was the biggest difference in that game 2 days ago now, as the days continue to run kind of together and get jumbled. But it's I mean, once again, Todd Gold, the most, not embarrassing, but just disappointing and thing that would frustrate me the most is if my head coach of the team that I cheered for, in this case, Florida, that is investing so much into their basketball program, coming off of a national championship last year. If your head coach gets up there and talks about how you weren't prepared or you didn't execute to the fullest of your abilities, that's a disappointing thing to hear from your coach. Now, it happens all over the country. Nebraska's been at fault of it. But for Todd Golden to get up on behind that microphone, and I get it, you take accountability, but to get up there and say, yeah, look, we were going to foul Bennett Sturts, but we allowed him to run right by us. And then the defender had to make a choice between Fulgaris in the corner or allow Bennett Sturts an open layup. He chose Bennett Sturts, who's a spectacular player. And what a great shot by Fulgaris, being ready for the moment.
And Nick, not only ready for the moment, but you see he was conscious of where he was on the court.
Big time.
Took the step back. That's a millisecond. Stepped back and realized where his foot was like, no, I need 3. Bang. Booyah. Game over.
I mean, and once again, then we can't act like AD that Florida didn't have time on the clock. Like we saw how long 2.2 seconds can take on Saturday night.
Had 4.5.
They had 4.5. Yeah. They had over double the amount of time. They got to the rack, and then it was just a guy that.
And Lee I don't know what Lee was doing.
I don't want to make assumptions, but what it basically felt and looked like was a guy that just didn't want the ball in his hands in the moment. Like he just didn't want to be the one to shoot the ball.
And Swim, you know what's the difference? The point guard from St. John's had the same play, similar time left.
Dylan Darling.
He took it to the cup and said, either I'm making or I'm getting fouled or one or the other. And Lee, I thought he was going straight to the rack. But he got under the rim, he got amongst the trees, and there wasn't enough time for that, man. There was not enough time.
And we've seen that we've seen that honestly a little bit across March Madness as a whole. Has been a situation where guys will get underneath the rim or get into the hole, and then they'll try to pass out of it, or they'll premeditate, hey, I'm going to dump this thing off. That's where, once again, we go back to the guard play. And I think why Nebraska Vanderbilt was such pure cinema was simply because Nebraska in Jamarcus Lawrence, Sam Hoiberg, and then you have Tyler Tanner on the other side for Vanderbilt. They are so good at being reactionary. And they're so good at, sure, are things sometimes premeditated? Are they drawn up? Maybe. But also, your ability to read the defense in the split second and then make the right judgment call to not turn over the ball, to make a high-quality shot or at least attempt a high-quality shot, and to hold possession of the basketball. That's why in these moments, when you look at the stat sheet and you see Jamarcus Lawrence, 1 turnover, or even guys like Rink Mast, who Nebraska runs their offense through, and see no turnovers. That's why those things are so valuable in moments in games like March Madness, because we saw it on Sunday, saw it a couple of times on Saturday, saw it on Sunday as well with Florida, Iowa, where you make the wrong read, and if it's in crunch time, you could be going home instead of continuing to play.
Swim, you're exactly right. And it shows you, I'll read these last 5 biggest upsets, but you think about this, 6 out of the Sweet 16, Big Ten.
Yeah.
The Big Ten is almost 50% of the teams that are in this Sweet 16, man. It shows you the bludgeoning of the conference during the season, the knockoffs, the upsets, etc. It's a brutal conference.
Well,
man.
if you needed to be reminded about how just deep the Big Ten is, watch the Big Ten tournament.
Absolutely.
The fact that, goodness sakes, Purdue was your 7th seed, ends up being the Big Ten champion.
Yep. That's going to be a heck of a game between them and Texas.
It is.
Man.
It is going to be. But also, I would say this: the excitement I have at some of these potential games. Illinois-Houston this weekend is going to be a Final Four caliber matchup. That's a game that very few people are talking about because they're distracted by Duke St. John's. They're distracted by Michigan, Bama. That is going to be a matchup of one of the better offenses in the country against the Kelvin Sampson defensive identity of the Houston Cougars. And you're playing down in Houston. That is going to be a physical bludgeoning game. But some of these potential matchups, AD, I mean, what if you get St. John's and UConn, a game that in the Big East Championship, UConn lost to St. John's in the Big East title game back in the conference tournament. Arizona, Purdue. Arizona's been one of the top teams in the country the entire year. Purdue might be playing better than anybody in the world right now. Michigan and Iowa State. What's the status of Joshua Jefferson, Iowa State star player? Can Michigan avenge it and get to the Final Four? They've been the number 1 team for a large chunk of the year, and them and Duke. Can they get past Alabama and Nate Oates? There's so many interesting games. And then the matchup between Nebraska and Iowa, making it, I mean, this is as pure of a rivalry brewing as you're ever going to get.
Folks, the biggest upset so far before we go to break. Number 9, of course, Iowa defeats number 1, Florida, 73-72. And keeps track of these numbers real fast, the scores. Number 11, the Longhorns defeat number 3, Gonzaga. It's weird seeing Gonzaga out here, 74-68. Number 12, High Point defeats number 5, Wisconsin, which, they still got to be sick up in Madison, 83-82. Number 11, VCU defeats number 6, North Carolina, which may have cost Hubert his job as far as that goes. There's been no news so far to my knowledge. Nick,
surprised that we haven't heard anything. One crazy thing about the High Point game, AD, I wanted to mention, that was the first 2-point basket that guy made on his layup. First time he's made a 2-point basket this season.
And he almost traveled.
He did. He did. Hey, but we don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, we shouldn't be talking.
Same way we don't need to worry about double dribbles. We're all good.
This is before your time. There was a game actually called Double Dribble. Back in the day.
Here's the deal. Iowa got away with it in the Big Ten tournament last year against Nebraska. Nebraska gets away with it in the NCAA tournament against
ours was
Vanderbilt.
Just egregious. I mean, it was wide open, but
nevertheless,
things happen.
Yeah, let it be. Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be.
Number 11, Texas Hook'em Horns defeats number 6, BYU. And Swim, you'll notice something about all of those scores for the most part, with an exception of one. Scoring teams advancing are winning games in the 60s and low 70s. Nebraska 74-72. I can go on and on. You've seen the scores up there. So scoring has been down. And Nick, here's a second characteristic of all these teams. These rosters are older, are thriving in the tournament.
Yeah. It still shows the defense travels better than
it
anything.
Travels. You better believe it.
And if you needed to get proven of that as well, look at what Nebraska did in the last 3 minutes of the game against Vanderbilt. And Nate Lenzer is incredibly valuable to this roster and the staff, obviously.
Folks, when we come back, quick segment on why I and Nick love Nebraska versus Iowa in this 6-16 matchup. Why we love it. Hard edge. We'll be right back.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Spring storms happen, but LES line workers are ready. While they're out in the weather, you can stay inside and still lend a hand by reporting your outage at les.com/report.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating
and Electrical.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the State Ground Tuesday. 2 more sleeps until the Sweet 16.
Is that it?
2 more sleeps, man. Dude, I got to get some sleep, Slim. I mean, dude, I was on the struggle bus this morning.
Really?
And I think I had too much pre-workout because you know,
did you start itching? I start to itch.
But I felt like I was going to throw up during my workout because, you know, I don't eat anything before I work out. And I seriously got done. I was like,
whoa, okay.
Because there's nothing.
Yeah, easy.
Because there's nothing in my stomach. So I was trying to get enough to where just to wake me up a bit. But I've got to get some sleep, man. But you know what? I got plenty of time to sleep. We got 2 more sleeps till the Sweet 16. We've been sleeping for the past in the existence of Nebraska basketball history.
That's right.
Waiting for this. So
we're alive.
It is what it is, man. Folks, this segment is brought to you by one of our great teammates, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected rep since 1999. Jack can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 Lincoln locations in Lincoln or in Seward. I was just telling Nick off air, I was like, did I say Jack's number right yesterday? Sometimes when you say something over and over again, it's like tying your shoes. Like, okay, did I say that right?
Did I tie my shoes the right way?
I literally
Do you question yourself when you tie your shoes a little bit?
Well, no, not really. But when you get to my age, you question a lot of things, man. Was that a backache or was that a back? I mean, a lot of things happen. You get up, things are cracking and
Did I
popping.
just pinch something, or did my spine split into 2?
Yeah. Swim, I'm telling you, man. We were talking about, you know, your celebratory activities on Saturday night and you hanging with your buddies, I'm like, dude, at 25, you can do that, man.
I didn't feel like I could on Sunday.
I woke up, got to work out in with church, got to swim. No, yeah. But I just think about, you can feel it. Even I got a conference call with a client yesterday, and they're all over the country, but there's a few of them that are here in the state. And one of their business partners that's down in Texas didn't realize why the rest of us were so euphoric. It's just, we've never experienced this before. And then watching the videos on social media of different people they had seen from the rail yard in people's garages, people's houses. DF had sent us a cool one from those guys downtown here at Jake's. And I was just like, it's just, we've never experienced it. So I'm just going to ride the wave, and the haters can hate. Who care? I don't care because this is something that's monumental for Nebraska. But Swim, why do I love this Nebraska versus Iowa in the Sweet 16 matchup? It's hard edge. Let me get your comments first. What's your number one reason why you love it? Because I'm going to give you a slew of reasons why I love this matchup.
I like the familiarity, right? Like I think there's no question. This is a matchup of identities and who has the stronger one. Nebraska knows exactly what Iowa and how they want to play. And at this point, after 2 games and having all this film on them, Iowa's going to know exactly what Nebraska wants to do. And just look at the way that the 2 games in the regular season played out. Nebraska, when they went to Iowa City, and Austin and I were there in Iowa City at Carver Hawkeye for that game, excuse me. And against the Hawkeyes in Iowa City, Iowa was really able to just muck it up. They were able to play their slow, controlled pace of basketball. It was an ugly game. The officials allowed them to play incredibly physical, sometimes cross the line. Nebraska, I will say this, Nebraska on that game in Iowa City wasn't really prepared or ready to play that physical type of basketball and try to, get them back and play in their same game.
And so they kind of got shell-shocked, and then they only lost by 3 on that day, 55-52. But then what was the difference in Lincoln? Nebraska was able to hit the 3-ball. They were able to catch and shoot. They got Price Sanford some open looks. Guys like Cale Jacobson, the entire group kind of helped him out. Both sides know what the other side wants to do. It's just who, once again, as I mentioned last segment ago, again about Florida and Iowa, who can execute better.
Swim, I'm going to get intense here.
Well, let me turn your mic down a little bit. Okay, go ahead. You're ready to go? We're a go for Intense AD. We're a go.
Swim, first of all, what you said, man, is there's no guesswork here. There's none.
Yeah.
Nebraska didn't have to speed watch tape on Vandy. I mean, on Iowa like they had to do with Vandy. That's unnecessary. It's personal. It's personal.
Yeah.
This is not a random matchup. There's history. There's bad blood. There's pride. Same conference. Same recruiting battles. In fact, we got one of their Gatorade Player of the Years on our signees. Same fan base that chirp all year long. This one means something. I had an Iowa fan chirping at me just yesterday about our football team's owned you 10-1. Ha ha ha. I said, you know what? Yes, you have. Great job. Good luck to Iowa. That's it. I don't entertain haters. I could say a lot, but I'm not. Swim. I've heard people say, why does it have to be Iowa? Man, if you're a competitor, if you're a dog, you want Iowa. In 1994, man, why does it have to be Miami and Miami on their home field? The smoke and the stadium's the green erector set in the hood. It's Miami. It's Warren Sapp. It's Ray Lewis. We heard it all over and over and over again. Swim, in order to get respect, you have to take it. If you're a competitor, which those guys are dogs, they're competitors, they relish this game. Now, of course, I can hear the other side. We'd have to hear Iowa chirping all year if we lose. Don't lose. Yeah. How about that?
I'll suck, AD.
Don't lose. And if you're a ball player, you want this game. Listen, if you live in Omaha, you could throw a rock over the river, walk over, ride your bike, and you can see them. Listen, this game, Fred doesn't have to do any hype-up talk. There's no motivation needed. There's no hype videos. This is Iowa, a team that showed you ultimate disrespect when you didn't win in there. We heard what they were saying to Stanford. And someone tried to say it's a friendly matchup. The hell it is. No, it's not. There's nothing that has to be hyped up about this game. If you're a competitor, you want this game. Intensity's not going to be a problem. Respect isn't given, Swim. You know this. You got to take it. It's the Sweet 16. Championship teams embrace moments like this. Now, here's the deal, Swim. People could say, oh, come on, AD, all of a sudden. No. Nebraska has proven not, and I think the only people that aren't surprised by it is that 16 to 20 guys are in that locker room, coaches and players. They were ultimate disrespected, and rightfully so, based on what they did in previous years. But each game, they kept proving everybody wrong. Nick, maybe even during the media earlier this year, remember how Nebraska kept getting disrespected over and over and over? Even at Ohio State, when we beat them at Ohio State, you had Steve Smith and those guys talking like Ohio State was a team that ranked and we weren't. And then we go to UCLA. We get boat race. You know, UCLA beat a lot of teams. They only lost 5 times in UCLA. Nebraska had a bad showing, but they kept showing their mettle over and over. They got a chance to flip the script. Every program has the moment when they stop asking respect and they demand it. And Swim, go back to your point that you said clear back in June about Nebraska. Eventually, you just have to win. Eventually, you just win. So, Nebraska, this is perfect. If you're a dog, you want this game. You don't say, I wish it was in Iowa. You don't even say, I wish it was in Florida. But let's just talk about matchups. We know Iowa. They know us. There's no prep necessary. Are you a dog or not? Go out and prove it. That's simple. I love the freaking matchup.
I think there's a lot of people that love the matchup. I think there's not anybody, and I'll say this as somebody that's been around the team, I guess, there is zero concern in my mind, and I think, AD, you would agree with this, and a lot of Husker fans would believe this. Zero concern in my mind about these guys not winning this.
Oh, geez.
I think if anything, when they saw Iowa, I think it probably made them want it more, if that was even possible.
Brother, I'm telling you right now, man.
There's zero concern about the competitive
I'm going to tell
piece.
you right now, And I know it's a different sport, different era, but the doggedness is still the same. All's we heard all week, Miami's going to kill y'all. You're playing in Miami. Miami doesn't lose. Miami. Listen, I tell you what, Nebraska's heard this disrespect since the inception of the program. And they're finally saying, we're tired. I remember Abdul Muhammad was playing a song in the locker room, tired of getting stepped on. Nebraska basketball has been stepped on for decades. At the end of the day, you got to say, we're tired of it. Nebraska showed the result throughout the whole dadgum season. They were like cockroaches. You kept trying to put raid on them, and they kept coming back. Yeah, they took some shots like everybody else did, and that's exactly why you have 6 of the 16 teams that are in the Sweet 16 are from the Big Ten. We bludgeon each other, but that's why we're still surviving. And I'm telling you, this is not something you want. You demand it, and you take respect. You take it, and that's what they have to do. There's no motivation needed for this game, man. Just be a dog. Just be a dog. Woo!
We keep this going.
Let's go, Swim. Folks, we got a quick bit of history coming up. Then we have Connor Onion. That's coming up at 10 o'clock. We'll be back.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes a complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
And electrical.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. 2 more sleeps.
Whoa. How about this? Denny in Mobile says, AD, calm down, brother. We are too old to be that hype. This is also known as Old Dad 34. He changed his name. You can't do that to us. I was wondering where Old Dad 34 was.
AD, you need to be in the pregame locker room speech. I'm 69 years old and ready to play after that pep talk. Doug, Gary, Nebraska. Dougie Fresh. I love your town of Gary, Nebraska, too, man. And I love Scotty's out in Scottsbluff. That's some good food out there, man. Yeah, Denny, this, when you get my age and our ages and who it is, it doesn't take much to get hyped up for this game. And it's what you want. You want this game. And Bill and Bennett, great question. When they match up with Creighton in the Sweet 16, have I brought that out this much passion, you AD? No, not for me. Iowa does something different to me, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
It's an Iowa thing for me.
You want to know who's approaching the Iowa level for, I think, a lot of Husker fans? And this is not a personal feeling. This is what I've heard. Purdue. I've heard Purdue in basketball is starting to approach because people, I think they'll never admit it, but I think there's people that just despise how good Braden Smith was, how annoying Fletcher Lawyer has been for Nebraska, the fact that they always get the tall, big dudes, whether it's Trey Kaufman-Renn, whether it's Zach Edey, whether it was Oscar Clough now this year. Like, I think and text line can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Purdue is starting to slowly creep up. It will never, especially with the addition of a Sweet 16 matchup, never reach Iowa. But I think there's pure hatred starting to form between those two programs too.
See,
which is so weird because one's been such a national contender and one has not been.
You know, I've always been a fan of Purdue, the Boilermakers, because for me, growing up, it was a different era.
Clip that.
Huh?
Clip it. I hear a new show open. Aaron Davis. I've always been a fan of Purdue.
No, you didn't let me finish.
I'm just going to clip it. That's how we do it. That's what the media does. I'm just kidding. No, we don't.
No, I've always been a fan because I respect great basketball and great programs that have won. Now, because I go back since Gene Cady, Glenn Thomas, the big dog. The older folks, older listeners listen, you remember Glenn Robinson, that played for Purdue, the big dog. I mean, Purdue was they were one of the blue bloods and still is of the Big Ten Conference, man, because they've been good for so long. Now bring this to Iowa. Now, respect is given. You knocked out the number 1 seed. But they haven't been to the Sweet 16 since 1999. Now, I know we never have, so I get that. But for me, Purdue is a team towards like, no, Purdue's always been prime rib. They ain't been rough roast like a lot of other teams. They've always been prime rib.
Big Bird says this, and maybe this is a better way to categorize it. He says, I think it's more annoyance like Wisconsin, not the hatred like Iowa, but a thorn in our side.
Yeah,
The annoyance piece is a great part of it, because I think that when you look at Purdue's players, I think you sit there and you go, gosh, I hate how much I love watching Braden Smith play basketball, or I hate how much I love watching Oscar Clough dominate down low, or Trey Kaufman running that floater game that he has. I think there's a lot of that type of feeling with Purdue fans.
Read text 7,400.
He goes, I hate everyone in the Big Ten. No friends here. How about that? That texter listening from Hutchinson, Kansas. How about that? That's great.
Unknown texter, just put it out there. Look, I hate everyone in the Big Ten.
Let me just make this very clear. I don't like any of them. No, it's going to be good.
If it ain't in you, you know what the rest is.
yeah. Not Northwestern either. But anyway, no, we do need to get to break, because on the other side, AD, we got Connor Onion of Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network. He was on the call for Nebraska and Iowa back on March 8th when Nebraska got their revenge, and he's going to join us on the video stream. He's going to stream in, and so he'll be hopefully the audio works and everything good.
We'll be back, folks. Stick around. Connor Onion.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Spring storms happen, but LES line workers are ready. While they're out in the weather, you can stay inside and still lend a hand by reporting your outage at les.com/report.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes a complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We are back. And you know what? We're back with a man who's a friend to the station. He's a friend to all of us. Connor Onion is a prominent American sports broadcaster. He is with Fox Sports, making work at ESPN. Nick, them a proper introduction as well, my man.
Yeah, I mean, Connor's all over the place, my friend, and let's bring him in here. Connor Onion of Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network. Look at this, Connor, since the last time you joined, we even got a whole little graphic for you, my friend. How's it going?
I guess that makes up for not being in studio with you guys today. I'm having a little FOMO, but thanks for making me look better than I do currently with the suit on and the tie on. That's good graphics work. Appreciate it, boys.
Connor, good morning. I'm noticing something in the traps area. You look like you've been spending some time in the hotel weight rooms there. That's kind of bulging out of that V-zip up there, buddy.
I think that's my spring diet more than it is any upright row or anything like that.
Hey, okay, so Connor, I got to let you know, man. I opened up the show talking about some big news happening in your backyard with Pete Crow Armstrong signing a $100 million deal. Can I get your initial thoughts on that?
I'm a fan of it. You know, I know the criticism of Pete is that really he had a season last year where it was in 3 tiers, where he was a little bit slow to start, and then he had a 45-game stretch where he was amazing, and then he tailed off a little bit late in the year. But I think what we saw in the middle of the year is more him. I think what we saw late in the year was more a product of Kyle Tucker wasn't fully healthy last year. Now he's got Alex Bregman to add a little more protection in the lineup. So I was thrilled for Pete and thrilled for the Cubs when I saw that news break last night.
We can move on from baseball. We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it
one
there.
quick hitter, huh? That's it.
Hey, Connor, listen, man. AD is a Pirates fan, and so it's just that the miserable start to opening day is already just around the corner. So he doesn't want to talk anything about it.
Hey, they bumped the payroll a little bit in Pittsburgh this year. They made a run at Schwarber. I mean, there's, you know, when you've got Paul Skeens, you got a chance once every 5th day. So it's not total gray skies for the Pirates this year, AD.
It's unbelievable. Connor, okay, man, let's break down, I mean, just the big news here. Before we talk specifically Nebraska, Iowa, let's just do big picture here. Sweet 16 right around the corner. 6 Big Ten schools are playing this weekend in the postseason here. Just kind of walk us through. I mean, as somebody that saw a lot of Big Ten men's basketball action this year, right? From some of the best spots in the arena. Just kind of give your 2 cents on the caliber of the conference and where it stands compared to other conferences in the country.
Yeah, I mean, just from the caliber of play, the way the metrics worked out this year too, and a lot of that was smart scheduling from the Big Ten coaches. I had a feeling that we would see more March success, and now we get into the second weekend, and like you mentioned, Nick, there are 6 teams left for the Big Ten. So the probability is higher that the conference will finally break that 26-year streak of not having a national champion. And if there's a team to pick that I think is most likely to break it, this is not breaking news. I think it's Michigan, just with the path that they have. They play Alabama, who dismantled their first 2 opponents, but don't have Aiden Holloway, their second leading scorer, because the drug incident that he was involved in that has led to him being suspended. And then the second game in the regional this weekend in Chicago for Michigan would be Iowa State. Joshua Jefferson, their All-American, hurt his ankle. So not only in my eyes the most talented team, but also their path has gotten a little bit easier. Now we could be sitting here on Thursday or Friday, and they could lose because Alabama could hit 25 threes like they're prone to do. But I think that's the most likely path in my eyes right now of the Big Ten having a national champion.
Connor, good morning again, brother. Thanks for being on, man. I always enjoy watching your posts and watching when you're on there. I'm like a proud big brother, watching you on there doing your thing, man. It's so cool to see you, living your dream and just doing it at such a high caliber. Connor, if you're breaking this game down, which you will, the different games you'll do as a broadcaster, what's the biggest matchup on the floor that you're looking forward to Nebraska, Iowa? What are those key matchups? And part 2 of that question, key matchups, what does Nebraska has to clean up in relation to the March 8th game that you called here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in order to have success against Iowa?
Yeah, for the first part of that, AD, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, and it's fun following your stuff too. You get me through my morning without needing any caffeine with some of your posts. You get me fired up, man. But as far as the adjustment from the March 8th game and breaking down this game, I think you can point to the final 8 minutes of that game and say Nebraska's got to be better because they let Iowa back into that game and eventually won in overtime. And then if we're taking that game and directly applying it to this game, if you just look at overtime, it's, Sam Hoiberg and Kel Jacobson have to be Superman. So because those 2 scored all 10 points for Nebraska in overtime in that second Iowa game. But I think you guys have seen it up close covering Nebraska all year. And, from watching afar and doing a couple of games, the impact that Price Sanford has, even when he's not scoring, to me was as evident in that game as it has been at any point throughout this year. And he made some shots in that game. Sanford did. But when the game really changed and Nebraska started to open some things up in the second half was when, he hit a shot or 2, and then 2 guys are flying at him on every possession to close out on him. And then Nebraska's offense really started humming. And that was not the case the whole 40 minutes the first time they played in Iowa City. That was as ugly of a game as I can remember watching the Big Ten this year played in the 50s. And that was entirely at Iowa's pace and at the score that Iowa wanted it to be at.
Connor Onion of Fox Sports Big Ten Network joining us. Connor, man, let's talk a little bit deeper about that because Price Sanford I've said it all season long and it's gotten a little bit of pushback, but I feel like Price, what he's meant for Nebraska, you could argue he's been the most valuable transfer for any Big Ten team in the conference for what he brings to Nebraska. Maybe they're not the most talented, but just the most valuable to that specific team because he causes so much attention and he forces the defense to really pay so much attention and detail to him. But when Nebraska's surrounding cast isn't efficient, that's when they can run into some issues. And we saw that in Iowa City when those two teams played. And then, I was looking back at that March 8th game against Iowa here in Lincoln that you were a part of. Like you mentioned it, Cale Jacobson played a big role. Nebraska's at their best when Cale is efficient. When Berke, we saw that on Saturday against Vanderbilt, when Berke Bayuktangel is efficient for the Huskers. When Rink Mast can get the perimeter shot going. I mean, I'll ask you this just very generic question. Does Nebraska have a chance if it's just Price Sanford?
I don't think if it's just Price Sanford. I don't think Iowa has a chance if it's just Bennett Sturtz.
Great point. That's where I was going next, actually. So I'm glad you went there.
Yeah. But I don't think it will be just Price Sanford. I think the third matchup, Nebraska got the ball into the open floor a little bit better, a lot better in the second matchup where it was the best work I can describe the first matchup, Iowa-Nebraska, is muck. I mean, it was 40 minutes of muck, and credit to Iowa. That's how they wanted to play, and that's how they won the game. But I think you need Rink Mast to stretch the floor a little bit. I think you need Sam Hoiberg to get in the paint and look to score a little bit. It can't just be Price Sanford, or else this could be a game that is in the 50s again, like that first time they played.
Now, with that on Iowa's side, because obviously Husker fans have a pretty good idea of what their team's about. But for Iowa, Connor, Bennett Sturtz has been exceptional all season long. And I think it pains a lot of Husker fans to admit that. But Bennett Sturtz has been so good. And Ben McCollum is, continuing to put people on notice that everywhere he goes, he just wins with those 4 national titles that he won at Northwest Missouri State. That's just, 3.5 hours, I believe, from Lincoln. It's a really interesting storyline, but what we've seen in the last couple of games from Iowa, Connor, is that Bennett Sturtz has been not his usual self, 0 for 9 from beyond the arc against Florida, but then guys like Koch and Banks and Fulgaris, they were able to step up as well.
Yeah, and we saw that with Koch in the matchup in Lincoln too. His second half, I think it was 4 or 5 threes that he hit in that game to really keep Iowa in the game. When Bennett Sturtz, I think he only had 1 shot attempt in the second half in Lincoln. Bennett Sturtz. So,
and he airballed that 3 at the end of when it was coming down to the wire at the end of regulation, and they ended up getting out the offensive rebound.
Yeah. So I think that was actually a second shot of the half.
Gotcha.
And he only made 1 field goal that entire second half. But yeah, that air ball that led to the kick out for the game tying 3. I would expect that Nebraska would load up on Sturtz again and play it similarly defensively and say, hey, Combs, Banks, Fulgaris, you got to be the guys that go beat us. Now, I think, I don't think that Nebraska was standing in their huddle saying, let's let Cooper Koch shoot corner threes in that second matchup. But I think they will stick to him a little bit more than we saw originally in that matchup, and take their chances that it's not Koch and that it's not Sturtz that end up beating you.
Connor, when you watch Nebraska on film, or watch like us that are not all out of games, watch them on TV, what's different about them when you see them up close where you're sitting right there courtside? What are some of the things that we may miss that makes Nebraska so special and so intense this year? Just the chemistry they have.
You know what I love about sitting in on a Nebraska practice is watching Nate Lenzer coach the defense. It's I think especially this time of year when you get out of conference and you get to see some other teams, people marvel at the fact that Nebraska is playing this style of defense where they're trying to force everything to the baseline and they're trapping the post from the spots in the floor that they're trapping the post. It's unique. And then to sit in on practice and see Nate Lenzer coach it up and, not give away the full secret sauce, but you get some hints as to why Nebraska has been so good defensively. I think a lot of people think of Nebraska as an offensive outfit, which they should, because Fred is a terrific offensive coach and a lot of his teams have had the pace and space and have been really smooth on that end. But I think what's slept on nationally, you guys know it, the Big Ten people know it, how good this team is defensively. And I think more of the country is starting to realize that.
I got one question before, Nick, you go ahead with one. I just want to make a statement. You mentioned in Nate Lisner, in swim, you always talk about him, how he's been. And you guys remember this, Nick, you not as much just because of age, but there was a guy named Tex Winter. And I know you remember him, Connor. Tex Winter was the assistant coach for Phil Jackson and the Bulls for all those years. Mm-hmm. He was basically the architect of the triangle. Now, obviously, Tex was the offensive side, but I look at Nate, and obviously take this within context here. I look at Coach Lisner as being that Tex Winter for Coach Hoiberg.
Almost like a defensive Tex Winter, right?
Exactly, to where he's this. It's just, it blows people away. And I've heard from people, all my buddies over the country, how do they play defense like that? To where you mentioned, they get you in the corner, it's a wrap.
Well, and Connor, we were talking about it earlier in the show where you're still seeing defense travels in the March Madness tournament, and it still matters quite a bit because you're playing at neutral sites. And then also, we haven't talked about the crowd yet, and we don't need to necessarily go in depth on it because everybody is. But when you have the crowd behind you and you're able to get a steal or a swipe or whatever it may be, get a couple of stops together, that can change the momentum of the game for a crucial stretch of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think if we could project forward a little bit, if Nebraska does beat Iowa and plays Houston, I'm fascinated by the crowd dynamics in an Elite Eight game since this region is in Houston. I wouldn't be surprised if there are more Nebraska fans than Houston fans. That's just me. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's going to be a sea of red, and I think there's going to be like some blending of those seas of red if it is Houston. And hopefully we see you, Nick, jump in the canal again. I saw that video. That was good work.
Hey, man. Hey,
he was jumping off a few things. It was funny. I'll tell you that,
Connor, when you texted me on Saturday night, when you were asking me if we were all having fun, dude, the rail yard down here, you've been down here. The rail yard is a crazy spot, and it was as not even as close. I would say it was as exciting of an atmosphere here in Lincoln at the rail yard as it could be on a Husker football game day. You've been here for both of those. I mean, and you know the layout of the Haymarket and stuff. I'm sure you could imagine what it was like here in Lincoln on Saturday night.
Yeah, and seeing some of the videos and just kind of the joy that was in the air. It was, you can only gather so much of that through a screen. I'm sure it was totally different being there and living it, but it was pretty cool to witness from afar, just the happiness that was in the air in Haymarket.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say actually next as we get ready to get you out here, and we appreciate you joining us as always. Connor Onion of Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network joining us. Have you, I'm sure you have, from the outside looking in, been able to kind of sit back and think big picture wise? Fred Hoiberg started off his career at Nebraska with back-to-back 7-win seasons, and now here you are. They've won 20 games. Goodness, if I can talk, for 3 consecutive seasons. And now going into even next year, expectations change a little bit, but it also feels very stable in the way that they've built this program up. I mean, from the outside looking in, because we're in this Nebraska bubble, what are the expectations going forward for a Nebraska program led by Fred Hoiberg, who they just signed to an extension? You feel good about the investment because we know NIL is a big issue, a big conversation piece of all of this. And in a very competitive conference like the Big Ten, I mean, what from the outside looking in, what's just the perception of Nebraska basketball now?
Well, it's that, I mean, this isn't just a basketball statement. It's an all sports statement. The investment, not just emotionally, is going to be there from the fan base, but the financial investment will be there, whether it's volleyball, football, basketball, baseball, even. I think there's a true commitment to keeping this going when we're talking about basketball specifically. And I think the extension is the first public proof of that. But keeping a guy like Braden Frager around, where I know there have been rumblings out there about, long-term offers and how they could lock him up for 3 or 4 years. But I do think it is sustainable. I would start with the expectation would be you're in the tournament just about every year. I think that is now the baseline. That is now the floor for Nebraska basketball. And if they win 2 games this weekend and go to the Final Four, it's like maybe Sweet 16 is the expectation every single year.
I don't know if Lincoln will still be standing if that's the case. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it has been crazy. I mean, Connor, the Husker football spring game is this Saturday, man, and we have seldom talked about it. Not because we don't want to, just because of the amount of care that there is for Nebraska basketball right now. It's unlike anything I think we've ever experienced.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Maybe you guys have talked about it, but say we're sitting here 11 years ago and I told you have to sit through 10 of 11 losses in football, but you get to beat Iowa to go to the Elite Eight. Do you take the trade?
Okay, so once again, we're going to open this up to our text line that's listening too. So 402-464-5685. Text line can get in on this answer as well. Go ahead and repeat the question there, Connor Onion.
So if we're sitting here 11 years ago and I tell you as a Nebraska fan, you have to endure losing 10 of 11 football games to Iowa, but the trade-off is you get to beat Iowa to go to the Elite Eight in basketball. Do you take the trade?
Well, I mean, you've already done that for football, so I think we're going to lean towards yes. I'm going to lean towards yes because, hey, Connor, you want to know what the sentiment has been all week long, man? It will be the most joyous victory in potential Nebraska basketball history if you can win. It'll be the most devastating loss that you felt in the last 10, 15 years in Nebraska basketball if you lose. Because at the end of it all, the Iowa Hawkeyes ruined the most successful season in school history.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, like, to contextualize it, that's why I kind of wonder if you rewind it 11 years ago, if you would could put yourself in that place for you guys and for your listeners. I do wonder if you can take it. And I'm guessing most people will say yes, because we're in the present day and it's already happened, like you said.
Yeah, we've already suffered through it, or they've already suffered through it. Somebody on the text line says, hell yes. We have one that says, if you change it to a Final Four, I think I take that deal. Somebody also said, I will never accept that as an either or proposition. And then somebody else said 10 out of 10 yes. So I think we're on that. How about this one on our YouTube stream? I'm gonna pop that comment. Somebody in all caps goes no. And so I'm surprised by that as well. But no, I mean, Connor, it's gonna be a crazy couple of days. We've talked about how the week feels like it's just taken forever to pass on by. Not even because we're necessarily nervous or anxious. I think it's more just Nebraska basketball in the Sweet 16 is just a sentence not a lot of people around here expected to say, this year or anytime soon. But here you are, and they've continued to show that they can at least be competitive against really anybody in the country. When you look at their losses, and Nebraska fans don't like to play the quality loss game, but when you look at it, there's all their losses this season have been to teams that are basically still playing right now.
Yeah. And usually if you hit me up this time of year, Nick, we're talking about spring football, and we're still talking about basketball, which is pretty cool.
What's update us now as we get you out of here? What's the schedule look like in the next couple of months? Because baseball's around the corner. You mentioned spring football. Any Major League Baseball games on the docket as opening day is right around the corner? Or what's next for Connor?
Yeah, so I start my Major League Baseball schedule on Saturday with opening weekend. I've got Twins at Orioles to get it started.
Nice.
And yeah, it's pretty steady through May through April and May. Fox does have the World Cup this year, so programming gets shifted around a little bit with baseball. But I know April and May will be busy, and then we'll see where the rest of the summer takes us. But it's I'll be on the Big Ten baseball call as well throughout the spring. So it's that time as well as keeping up with the Big Ten teams in the tournament too.
Hey, Husker baseball ranked 24th in the country, so they're having a pretty nice round. So we always look forward to Big Ten baseball tournament time and stuff like that for you. But the other thing I was going to say as I try to jot my memory one more time here is, okay, with Major League Baseball having different partners and packages now, I mean, is that a good thing for the sport, having more publicity with major TV brands and stuff?
I think so. I mean, as a sport, you're always competing with the NCAA tournament and the Masters early in the year. But I think having more partners and having more games on national TV is never a bad thing for Major League Baseball. And I was even looking at the national schedule, not just at our network, but at the other networks for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I want to say there are like 20 games on national TV the first 2 weeks of the baseball season, which, as a baseball fan myself, I love getting to kick back and, just channel surf and run into baseball, even if I'm not seeking it out. So I think it's a great thing for the sport.
We had a counter proposition here, Connor, before we let you go. Phil says on our text line, I feel like there should be an alternate proposition. If Nebraska was to lose the Sweet 16 to Iowa, that means that they go 5 of 6 against them in football over the last 11 years. So I don't know. Maybe we see, if Nebraska loses in the Sweet 16, maybe Nebraska can, end up winning 5 of the next 6 or so.
I see. Okay, so that's projecting forward. I thought we were vacating past Iowa wins in football.
Honestly, I don't think there's. If you would have asked, hey, you know what, we can vacate wins if Nebraska loses the Sweet 16, I think everybody would say, as long as Iowa doesn't win, you're good.
Yeah, right. Well, I appreciate people being a good sport with that proposition.
Connor, we appreciate you so much for always joining, for always being willing. And how about this, the video stream? And when you're not in studio, here we are.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm there. Next time, hopefully I can join you.
There he is. That's Connor
Thanks, brother.
The Fox Sports and the Big Ten Network. We'll let him go. And good stuff as always from Connor, AD.
Folks, we'll be back. Big shout out to Connor again. Thank you much, brother. We'll come back, read some more texts, and read some of the more of these propositions which you suggest or not suggest. It's The Drive.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines. Now boarding. Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm. The afternoon high around 70. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and a light wind, a low around 47. Tomorrow, we'll see most of the sunny skies return with a light breeze. Be hot. The afternoon high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Timco Building Company in Lincoln honors our fighting men and women of the military and all of the veterans who've gone before. We salute you and thank you for your sacrifice. We understand freedom comes with a price. Thank you for serving our country and defending our freedoms. Our prayers go with you and your families. Stay safe, stay strong, and may God bless America. This military tribute from Timco Building Company in Lincoln. Call 402-499-3873.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unknown texter 9079 says, I will never accept that as an either or proposition. I want them all. I'm with you on that. Man, big shout out again to our friend Connor Onion, man. Appreciate him. I love watching him in his element, man. I just like watching people in their element.
Well, he's got Twins Orioles this weekend. Not a bad start to AD Pete Alonso. Do you know that name at all? Pete Alonso.
No.
Former New York Mets first baseman. He just signed a massive contract
with the Baltimore Orioles. And so he's playing for Baltimore this weekend.
And
So
Baltimore put in work last year.
they did.
They put in work last year. I wish. The only thing about the
we could have
Pirates-
kept talking about the Pirates for a couple minutes.
No, why?
You shut that down real
Yes,
quick.
there's nothing to talk about with Pittsburgh other than the beautiful view from their stadium, and that's about it. But I had a blast going there, but there's nothing to talk about.
The best part was Connor goes, "Hey, you have a chance to, with Paul Skeens, you have a chance to win once in every 5 days."
Yeah, after that statement, I was like, yeah. And back to March Madness.
Yeah, can we talk basketball?
I want to talk about good madness.
It's good stuff there. Always
Good
it's always
stuff.
good stuff.
Swim. We talked about just two sleeps left, man, in this thing, and Connor has seen it from a different perspective than we have going into that. Let me ask you this, Swim, as a coach, okay, there is nothing that I was going to do that you haven't seen. There's nothing that we're going to do that Iowa hasn't seen. Of course, with Nate Leisner, with Nate bringing out the Lens AD. I get so excited with Linsner bringing out the 1-3-1, catching. To me, now maybe it didn't, but Swim, that disrupted Vandy. That disrupted them. That switch up late in the game, it disrupted them and suffocated them even more. That's not going to surprise Iowa because it's on tape now. Everything's on wax, and so we've seen each other. We're exposed to each other. We know what we're going to do. It's like when Nebraska played Oklahoma. We knew they were going to run the wishbone. They knew we were on the option. It's stop it, mano a mano. Nick, what are you saying if you're Fred Hoiberg, if you're the coach this week?
I don't think you have to say a whole lot. I really don't. And that's where I think we've seen Fred and his ability to. He kind of talked about it in his press conference the other day. He was cracking jokes quite a bit in the press conference, and not to say that this team is feeling light, but I feel like they are pretty not comfortable but loose. They're built. They feel like they're in a good spot for this. This is something I do want to bring up, AD, and maybe we can dive in deeper to it tomorrow. And it's a text from our text line 464-5685, and it goes along the lines of Fred Hoiberg and what does he have to say and the impact, right, that this Nebraska basketball team has had on this fan base. Unnamed texter 5253 says this: in my opinion, this Husker basketball run has been just as impactful to the Husker fan base as the women's volleyball Memorial Stadium match. It's well deserved. I want to take it a step further because I think you're onto something here, unnamed texter. And AD, where I'm going is this is young Husker fans. We're seeing it play out in real time. Guys and fans younger than me. I'm talking about the kids that are 9 to 14 years old, 7 to 12 years old, trying to figure out who do they want to cheer for. This is them becoming Husker fans right in front of our eyes. That is what this is. Because think about for the kids that are 14 over the last 5 to 10 years, what have they had to cheer about in a sport not Husker volleyball or even Husker wrestling? It's been, well, let's see how football's doing. Let's see how men's basketball is doing. They've been doing fine, but in comparison to the way that we talk about the social media exposure and keeping eyes on other programs, this is Nebraska cultivating new fans. Why? Because it's the most success that kids 8 to 13 have seen in a Nebraska men's major sports like football, men's basketball, baseball is even on this. This is the most success they've seen. And so that's where, once again, I go back to what we talked about last week. From a generation standpoint, this means so much to every single generation. It means so much to you guys. It means so much to guys Jake's age, my age, and even younger, but all for different but still very valid reasons.
I would agree. And so, unknown texter 1973, good morning to you. I'm 40. This is the biggest Husker thing that has happened for me since the 3 titles in the 90s. My dad took me to the Devaney all the time in the 90s. Nick, those are awesome memories. And that Devaney Center, what they used to do, Nick, as athletes, you always had access to the games. They had the athlete door that you would walk in underneath the Devaney Center, and you would sign your name in there. We'd all sit on the back of the into the court. I think it was the west end is where the athletes sat at.
Yeah.
And those were our buddies, Duran and all those guys, Badge and Pike and Chubb and all those guys. And they battled hard.
But we've never seen anything, Nick, to your point, and Nick, that's on the text line. And Nick
Yeah.
yourself, we've never seen anything.
This is getting confusing. Too many Nicks.
Yes, there's a lot of Nicks. And Dan from a Nick on the text line, Nick outside walking, Nick right here next to me.
Yeah.
Nick Van Axel.
Nick in the cafe.
Nick in the cafe. Dan from Canopy, he goes way past volleyball. And I don't push back on people who have those statements, in that Nebraska was in a desert and just desolate for so long in basketball, where we've never seen anything. And Nick, I think Nick, that's sitting next to me, you bring something up that I think that's true, in that you're getting now a young fan base to where what's being printed on their minds, Nick, is the same thing that was imprinted on my mind at 52 of always seeing Nebraska compete.
100%.
Nick, you didn't have that imprinted on your mind as a kid. So your fan loyalty may have been all over the place as a kid, because you know, as a kid, even though you live in a certain place, you don't want to cheer for a loser.
Well, and think about it this way, for guys, kids, boys and girls that are growing up right now, and they're watching Nebraska, and they're seeing how their parents are reacting to Nebraska basketball, or they're seeing how social media is reacting to Nebraska basketball. Like, as a kid, I was always asking, hey, can we go to games? I was always asking for football games, because in my time, it was like 2010 Huskers were a ranked football team, right? And you could get tickets and stuff, and they were competitive in the Big 12 and stuff and everything.
You had no problems getting tickets to a basketball game.
But you had no problems getting tickets to a basketball game. Don't forget, like, men's basketball used to be included in that whole like Take 5 deal, where you ripped it off the top of the popcorn box, and you got the GA ticket up at the Devaney Center, and it was like, it was good for women's basketball, baseball, softball, the Olympic sports. Like, that was why we got the box of popcorn, those cardboard boxes of popcorn. Why? Because on the top you could rip off the top tab, and it was like the ticket, good for one general admission ticket and stuff. And so, like, now you're gonna have kids that are 8 to 9 to 10 years old at Christmas or on their birthday be like, hey, can I get tickets can we go to a Husker basketball game? It's like, this is super meaningful and impactful on, once again, every generation, for different reasons, and no reason is greater or more valuable or more valid than the other.
DP said something yesterday that I was total agreement with, and when he mentioned the negativity and the naysayers, I don't want you in my space.
No,
I don't want, regardless of the outcome, Thursday this season. There's a scene, Nick. There's a movie called And One. It's with Tupac. It's Tupac sitting there. It's a good movie, man. It's about basketball. And there's a scene with the late Bernie Mac, the comedian, in this movie. He's portrayed as he had some rough times. He was living in the streets, but he looks at his former teammate that says, they can never take that away from us, man. And he walks down the street kind of saying that to himself. They can never take that away from us. They can never take that away from us. Of course, I want Nebraska to advance. And quite honestly, I was telling off the air, I think they will. That's just my gut.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make any proclamations. I've had an epiphany or anything like that, but I think they do. However, there's nothing that anyone can take away. I don't want to hear any negativity. Of course, it's going to be out there because it's human nature. But I am going to continue to relish this years and months and weeks down the road, even until the next 48 hours till tip off.
And I'm just thinking also, think back, think from, in 10 years from now, or 15 years from now, when this team and this group of guys comes back.
Oh, man.
And like, this is the first team to get there.
Hoiberg Boulevard, we're
right?
looking at.
It might be. Well, and there might be a Fred Hoiberg statue. Like, there's all this out there. So we got this really cool picture in from Jesse before we go to break. Jesse sent in this picture on the text line. I wish we could show it and blast it on the stream.
Oh, I love that.
It says,
man.
the last time I remember enjoying a basketball game with my kids. Wow. It's a picture of them pointing at Isaiah Roby dunking versus Iowa, January 27th, 2018.
Wow, he's hanging on the rim.
That's really sweet. But here's the thing. That was like,
that's awesome.
Okay, so to your point, Jesse, that was like peak, right? Peak excitement for you guys and your family, right? Nebraska won that game by 14 at home on January 27th, 98-84. Nebraska was 16-8. Not bad. Not bad at all for that season. Does that year even compare to what you're experiencing this season?
And his kids, now that they're older.
No, right? But like, it's, oh my gosh. And to even think, I mean, guys, girls, whoever's listening, in 72 hours, we could be having a conversation on the air about how Nebraska's getting ready for an Elite Eight game.
And they were picked to finish 14th.
And they were picked to finish 14th in the conference. They had the NIL budget of bottom half of the Big Ten league, and you found the right pieces, you found the right staff, and you've put it all together. I mean, it's weird to even be uttering the Sweet 16 conversation. Now it's started to settle in. It's starting to settle in that Nebraska's playing the Sweet 16. But I mean, to think that on Friday morning, right at this very same time, 10:45, we could be breaking down a Nebraska versus Houston or Illinois matchup in the Elite Eight. It's insane, but it is incredibly gratifying and joyful.
What a ride it's been, man. And the ride is still going. Folks, when we come back, we got the 80 attitude adjustment. It's the drive. It's Take Ground Tuesday. We'll be back.
Spring storms happen, but LES line workers are ready. While they're out in the weather, you can stay inside and still lend a hand by reporting your outage at les.com/report.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes the complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and warm. In the afternoon, high around 70. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and a light wind, low around 47. Tomorrow, we'll see most of the sunny skies return with a light breeze. Be hot. In the afternoon, high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines. Now boarding. Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. Timco Building Company in Lincoln honors our fighting men and women of the military and all of the veterans who have gone before. We salute you and thank you for your sacrifice. We understand freedom comes with a price. Thank you for serving our country and defending our freedoms. Our prayers go with you and your families. Stay safe, stay strong, and may God bless America. This military tribute from Timco Building Company in Lincoln. Call 402-499-3873.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, folks, it is good to be back with you on this Take Ground Tuesday. Swim, big shout out to our good friend Connor Onion again for coming on and taking time out of his schedule. One thing I didn't ask, okay, that's right. He's got the Orioles Twins game this weekend.
That's right, Saturday.
He's got that this weekend. So unknown texter 5253, I'm going to agree with you on this. Good morning. He goes, I can feel the season tickets cost climbing each day and each win.
Dang. That's too bad.
Thomas in Lincoln, good morning. He goes, when does construction for the statue start? We're talking about the statue, perhaps, talking about the for Hoiberg and coach. So unknown texture 3173 goes, basketball is just the start. Nebraska will be number one in volleyball. Badly, football and baseball in 2026 need to improve. If you are reading this on the radio, say hi to Dan S. Dan.
Hi, Dan S.
Hello, Dan S. Dan, thanks for texting in. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in each morning. We make your mornings from 9 to 11 go a little quicker, a little laughter, and sometimes even make your ears bleed when I sing or maybe when that Cubs song. I can't even, you know what, Nick? I'm not going to disrespect the Cubs song because I honestly like it. It's kind of catchy. And maybe Deb and Beatrice is still singing the Cubs.
I hope she is. I hope she is. A little bit of a tease for what's coming up on in the next 2 hours. You're going to have a well-known comedian who's coming to Lincoln, Adam Carolla. Going to be on the show with DP. Adam Carolla will be on the show with DP in the 11 o'clock hour, so make sure you stay tuned after us for that one. But and then obviously Peter Cobelt of Husker Men's Tennis will be on in the noon hour with DP. So Adam Carolla in the 11 o'clock. The guests just keep on rolling on through. So it's going to be a funny, I'm sure the 11 o'clock hour is going to be a funny hour with DP and Adam Carolla. So
my stomach is going to be hurting listening to that one.
Yeah.
I'll be in a standing in a line at the DMV.
We love the DMV.
Oh no, we don't.
We're pro. Well, we're pro DMV.
Okay, we're
pro DMV, pro
DMV.
NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're pro. We love those people. Anyway, what you got for the attitude adjustment? Maybe have a better opinion about the DMV.
Yeah, the one out, the new one they just built in Highlands was pretty smooth. It goes,
They built a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one where you get the test and license yet. That's out there. Then the other one where you get your taxes and licensing is the one on O Street.
Not quite, but yes.
Well, off O Street.
Yeah.
Off of O. More
Off
closer
of Vine.
More closer to Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like O Street.
By the Fazoli's.
Little window to the drive-thru.
Yeah. Hey, well, I give you a big check. You give me breadsticks. Anyway, what you got for the 18 attitude adjustment today?
I hope they give me some with this
Yeah,
check
right,
I'm about to write.
All right, Mr. Davis. Here's this for your new Tahoe. You get lasagna and breadsticks. Okay.
You're wondering why I was on the road all last week.
Yeah, exactly. Just anybody that needed a speaker. Anybody. Hey, I got.
Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Optimist Club.
Yeah. Hey,
Little league teams.
Yeah. I knocked out 12 talks in a day. No, I'm just kidding.
Potlucks.
Fish fries. Anyway. All right, what you got?
Folks, here's the deal. One of my favorite passages in Proverbs, he talks about, lazy hands. A little sleep, a little slumber. Folks, a little procrastination, a little distraction, and a little laziness over time leads to big, big consequences. Nick, I'm so glad you went and took care of some things yesterday health-wise. Folks, here's my announcement for you today. And I know you hear me say this a lot, but it keeps happening. Found out a buddy is also dealing with prostate cancer. AD, I should have went last year when you asked me. Gonna be okay, but advanced. He's stage 2. And, stage 1 and stage 2, and I was almost stage 3. Folks, I'm begging you, a little of this, a little of that leads to big things. So I'm just going to push it back a little bit. I'm just going to push my workout a little bit. I'm just going to push this, whatever it may be. Those littles end up being a lot later. And I'm glad he got in when he did, because there's things they can do. Ladies and gents, get into your doctors. I'm begging you, get your blood work, get your physicals. If you're my age at 52, get in for those things that you hate doing. But I'm going to tell you what sucks even more than the appointment, having cancer. Folks, get in. Please do that. So you can stick around so we can keep having these talks. All right. Mm-hmm. Life is precious. Swim, great show today, brother.
Absolutely.
Folks, stick with one more DP. You're going to be laughing your tail off. Stick with the ticket all day long. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing.
And electrical.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238.